Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the main card of RoboMania 5 featuring Werewolf versus the Doctor. Champion versus champion, let's do this. I am your host, Game and Soy, and we have a fantastic main card today. 5 fights that are absolutely amazing on paper. I honestly have never been so genuinely excited for 5 total fights in any sort of thing before. We are going to be in for a treat tonight, and I cannot wait to jump right into it. We have a total of 5 fights that are absolutely great, starting out with Werewolf going up against the Doctor. Both robots are undefeated, and one of those robots are going to be defeated tonight. The robot that ends up winning this fight is going to be the undisputed RoboMania champion, and it won't fight next until RoboMania 10. For our co-main event, we have GALLO, the number 4 seed, going up against, the number 10 seed. GALLO looks completely different from the last time it fought, and I am very excited to see how it's going to perform, especially since the old version of GALLO already was very dominant. But you cannot sleep on this robot is absolutely terrifying. It has one of the best power shots in all of RoboMania, so I'm very excited to see how this matchup is going to come out. Before that, we have SPLATOON going up against FANG. Both robots are coming off a very dominant performance, and I am excited to see both momentum clashing together to see who's going to win this fight. The winner ultimately is guaranteed a top 15 rank because both robots are pretty much 16 and 17 right now. And then we have a giant fight. This is going to be between CYCLOPS and BEAKFAST Big Boy. 2 of the largest robots are fighting together tonight. BEAKFAST Big Boy coming off of a knockout loss against QWOP, who is in the top 10 right now. And CYCLOPS defeating Redacted via elimination. Both robots are looking good right now, and this is going to be a big matchup for whoever wins. And to start everything off, we have Wombo Combo going up against the Abominable. A lot of people love Wombo Combo, so I could almost guarantee there's going to be a lot of people rooting for it. One of the hardest hitting robots in the entire league going up against Abominable. Not a lot of robots make their debut in the main card, but the Abominable has. So I'm very curious to see what the matchmakers see in this robot, because a robot that's making its debut in the main card must mean something special. I am absolutely excited for all 5 of these fights, and I cannot wait to jump into them. Taking a look at the preliminary fights today, there were some absolute bangers. There are 4 total robots that stood out to me, and they all won. X2 with a freaking powerful finish, eliminating Egg, and it was just an absolute dominant performance. Duracell looked absolutely great as well, going the distance against Moonshot, but it completely dominated that fight as well. And then Flipping Incredible. A lot of people are sleeping on Flipping Incredible. This robot is 2-0 now. I can almost guarantee that you guys are going to be seeing a lot of this robot in the future because it is undefeated and it's doing it in such a great fashion. A very underrated robot. And the last robot that really impressed me is Rolling Thunder. It defeated Redacted via elimination, and it was so quick, it was so powerful. You guys have to watch out for this robot in the future. Alright, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into our first fight of the night. For our first fight of the night, we have a tale of 2 spinners. Wombo Combo will take on the Abominable in a fight that should produce a finish. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go, our first fight of the night. This is Wombo Combo, the 1-0 record, going up against the debuting bot, the Abominable. Both robots, vertical spinners, and I am very excited. Fighting out of the red square, we have the Abominable. This robot is making its debut in the main card on a championship fight card. I am very excited to see what the matchmakers see in this robot because it looks very powerful. It will be going up against Wombo Combo, who defeated Whirlpool via elimination in its last fight. It is one of the most powerful robots that has the most bite in a robot, and I am very excited to see how this robot's going to perform. 3, 2, 1, let the first fight begin. Wombo Combo and the Abominable. The Abominable's wedge weapon has come off completely in the first fight, and Wombo Combo seems to be in control, but now the Abominable is now doing a good push, getting underneath a little bit, and here we go. A great start to the very first fight on a fantastic card, and it seems like both robots are trying to get their footing almost. They're trying to get that traction, but they can't seem to do it. Wombo Combo flipping around a lot. And the Abominable gets a good shot. Gets hit, actually. And now another shot. Wombo Combo, the power is always going to be there. And it seems like the Abominable, that one of the wheels is gone. And now is getting completely controlled. And I think another wheel is gone. It has 2 wheels left. And it doesn't seem to be having that good drive right now that it needs to get around Wombo Combo. Wombo Combo still has that good drive right now, chipping off multiple pieces of the Abominable. We got 1 minute and 55 seconds left in this fight, and the Abominable is going flying. It is getting completely dominated currently, and Wombo Combo is trying to show that it belongs in the top 15, that it deserves to fight against a champion. Let's see what happens in this final minute and a half of this fight. The Abominable has 1 wheel left, and it seems like this fight may already be over. But anything can happen in a RoboMania fight. Both robots still trying to push each other. The Abominable needs to somehow get around the sides of Wombo Combo, and it's just getting completely chewed up. Wombo Combo has a great strategy of just keeping its face towards the Abominable. Countdown has begun, gets out of it, and Abominable goes flying. A huge hit right there, and another huge hit. Wombo Combo flips itself over on top of the Abominable, which catches it on fire, and now a countdown has begun. Can this be the end of the fight? 2, 1. That is it. Wombo Combo, winner by knockout. What an amazing performance by Wombo Combo. Such a powerful, destructive robot that just completely dominates opposing robots so far. The Abominable had some good shots, like this was the one right here, but then it just kept losing its wheels, and it couldn't get the angle that it needed to get around to the other side of the robot. Some good chewing right there, which actually sends the Abominable flying across the arena. Wombo Combo is known for its power, and it truly delivered today against the Abominable. Some freaky bouncing that's going on. Here's the shot that really impressed me. Flips itself over on top of the Abominable, which catches it on fire, and that was the end of the fight. And with a fantastic performance, Wombo Combo is now 2-0. Defeating the Abominable by knockout. Both wins by Wombo Combo, by the way, are finishes as well. It has not gone the distance to the judges yet. And let's be real here, guys. I can 100% see Wombo Combo getting inside that top 15. I don't think I've seen a moment where Wombo Combo is fighting and it is currently losing that fight. It has just been looking absolutely terrifying, and I think that we're going to see Wombo Combo look really good in the future going up against tougher opponents. And for the Abominable, an unfortunate shot that led to a knockout. I was actually told by the builder himself that he forgot to do something specific for this fight. So we're gonna see the Abominable probably much stronger, more smarter in the future. Altogether though, congratulations to Wombo Combo, a truly masterful performance. For our next fight of the night, we have 2 giants colliding together. Cyclops will take on BEAKFAST Big Boy in a giant matchup between 2 vertical spinners. And here we go for our second fight of the night. We have a giant matchup between Cyclops and BEAKFAST Big Boy. 2 giant robots that are here to perform, and those weapons, those weapons are ginormous compared to most robots. Fighting out of the red square, we have BEAKFAST Big Boy. Recently lost to QWOP via knockout. It was more of a glitch of them getting stuck together that really ultimately ended up being a knockout. So BEAKFAST Big Boy is going to be very on point today to see if it can get that win and rebound. It will be fighting CYCLOPS, who is defeated Redacted via elimination in its last fight. This robot is very powerful. It has a very good shot, but it is very slow. So let's see who wins. 3, 2, 1. Let the giant matchup begin. CYCLOPS, BEAKFAST Big Boy, and BEAKFAST Big Boy is flipping over CYCLOPS. 2 big hits by both robots, which send them both flying backwards. And this is the fight that I was actually very looking forward to. I love watching 2 giant blades come together. And CYCLOPS is now getting the side of BEAKFAST Big Boy, trying to get that angle. But BEAKFAST Big Boy's weapon is just so big, so powerful. It just punts the opposing robots. And there's nothing else you can do. You just gotta get hit. And CYCLOPS gets hit right there. Its Shreemic goes flying off. Now CYCLOPS cannot self-right. This is going to be very interesting now, since BEAKFAST Big Boy, in my opinion, is considered a punter as well as a spinner. It punts robots more than it hits. And I'm very curious to see if CYCLOPS can rebound at all. Gets flipped over, rebounds, and then gets flipped over again. Could this be the end? Gets out of it. BEAKFAST Big Boy on the attack early in this fight. We have 2 minutes remaining, and now CYCLOPS is kind of getting in control, getting the side angle of BEAKFAST Big Boy, trying to get those control points. Gets hit hard, flipped around, and is trying to recover. CYCLOPS seems to be on its heels in this first minute and a half of this fight. BEAKFAST Big Boy looking good, coming off of that loss against QWOP, sending CYCLOPS, not QWOP, sending CYCLOPS flying. Another time going flying. This is an interesting fight. 1 more punch. CYCLOPS needs to do something to really show that it deserves to win this fight. Flipped on its face. And now BEAKFAST Big Boy gets a huge hit. Smoke and sparks are coming out of CYCLOPS now, and BEAKFAST Big Boy is in control of this fight. Can CYCLOPS do anything to rebound in the final minute of this fight? We can only watch and wait and see. BEAKFAST Big Boy looking really good right now, getting behind CYCLOPS. I'm not sure what the batteries or ESCs that broke that are smoking and sparking right now. I'd have to think it's the drive of CYCLOPS. And that is not a good sign. With an already slow drive, CYCLOPS cannot lose its actual drive now. A pretty big hit right there by CYCLOPS, which ultimately doesn't really do anything. BEAKFAST Big Boy trying to get on top. They're kind of at a stalemate now. Oh, there's a big hit right there. Another big hit, which sends CYCLOPS pinned up against its back against the wall. And now it's taking off multiple pieces. This is 100% BEAKFAST Big Boy's fight to win right here. And I think it just did it. What an absolutely interesting fight. It wasn't as back and forth as I thought it would be, but BEAKFAST Big Boy looked really good during that fight. That was the first shot which sent both robots flying backwards. And from there, BEAKFAST Big Boy just kind of controlled the fight, kept his distance, had the reach. So the reach really came into effect today, where as long as BEAKFAST Big Boy was hitting CYCLOPS, it was going to win. This was the shot that made sparks and smoke fly out of CYCLOPS, which I believe is the drive motors or something. A shot that kind of gets CYCLOPS glitched against the wall, sends it flying a little bit, and this is where the fight ended. Now, taking a look at the statistics of this match, it was fairly close. Minute number 1 was a crapshoot. Either robot could have won that. It definitely seems like BEAKFAST Big Boy in minute number 2 had a slight advantage with those 9 total flips. And then in minute number 3, I'd also have to say goes to BEAKFAST Big Boy. This should be a unanimous decision in favor of BEAKFAST Big Boy. But that is just my opinion. Unless the judges saw something completely different firsthand, we should totally see BEAKFAST Big Boy get the nod. I am also getting word that the judge's decision is in, so let's see who won this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 minutes, we go to the judges' scorecards for their decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, BEAKFAST Big Boy. A very interesting match that actually played out in favor of BEAKFAST Big Boy. BEAKFAST Big Boy now gets back to 500 and it is now 1-1. I am genuinely excited to see what matchups the matchmakers think of for BEAKFAST Big Boy in the future because, come on, that robot is so fun to watch. It just punts robots across the arena. For Cyclops, it was that close, but it did not get the nod. I was even considering saying that if Cyclops won this fight, it would be close to getting into the top 15. But now that it lost, Cyclops needs to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to get back on that winning streak. Altogether though, congratulations to BEAKFAST Big Boy, a truly great performance, and I'm excited to see what it's going to be doing in the future. For our next fight of the night, we have SPLATOON taking on White Fang in a vertical spinner matchup. Both robots are coming off dominant wins, and now it is time to see who can come off another. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. SPLATOON is taking on White Fang. Both robots 1-0. Both robots vertical spinners. Both robots looking amazing in their first fight, and now they are coming together for a truly excellent matchup. Fighting out of the red square, we have White Fang. This robot is absolutely terrifying. It destroyed Blue Fang via knockout viciously, and now it is trying to see if it can prove and move on into 2-0, where it'll get a top 15 rank. But in its way is SPLATOON, one of the most popular robots in the Robot Rumble 2 Discord. This robot is absolutely amazing, beautiful, and terrifying at the same time. Let's see who wins this fight. 3, 2, 1. Let this matchup begin. The winner is almost guaranteed in the top 15, and immediately White Fang gets flipped on its back, while SPLATOON, the immediate box rush, flipped almost both robots over. Now, SPLATOON has the self-righting mechanism, and White Fang doesn't, but White Fang is invertible. Both robots are back on their wheels now, and SPLATOON gets a good shot, flipping over White Fang again, and another shot which lights it on fire. That is not good for White Fang and SPLATOON. That is what you want to see in the first 30 seconds of this fight. This fight now is completely one-sided, and I think that was the motor, the battery, something that is stopping the weapon for White Fang from moving. This robot no longer has a weapon, and it is on its back right now. This is not good for White Fang. A very quick, just bad shot that White Fang took, that took away its weapon. A minute has been done in this fight, and it seems like SPLATOON is controlling this. There is a huge fire coming from White Fang right now, and one of the wedges has actually been torn off. A huge hit, which sends White Fang flying, courteous to SPLATOON. Another one. What a great performance. Look at all that smoke. Oh my goodness, another hit by SPLATOON. This robot is terrifying. Are you kidding me right now? Huge shots. This robot is not done yet. It wants to completely dismantle White Fang to prove that it belongs to be that next robot in line to face the winner of Werewolf and the Doctor. White Fang is now pinned up against the wall right now, covered in smoke. At least the fire has stopped. Look at the sparks. This is a performance and a half right here by SPLATOON. Here's the countdown. And I think that is going to be the end of the fight. Honestly, this fight could have ended a minute ago. That is the end of the fight right there. SPLATOON, winner by knockout. What an amazing performance by SPLATOON right there. I cannot get over that. This is the first initial box rush shot that sent both robots flying. Here's the shot that started everything. The fire coming out of White Fang. And the weapon just died after that. It couldn't do anything. And SPLATOON capitalized. It played with its meal a little bit, I will say. You can't play with your food in RoboMania, but SPLATOON got away with it in this fight. and it just completely dominated. Look at all of this smoke coming out of White Fang. That's where the fight ended. And with a truly masterful performance, Splatoon moves on with a 2-0 record. Now, I was saying this before this fight even started. The winner of this fight was essentially guaranteed a top 15 spot. However, I think that Splatoon now deserves a top 10 spot. That was just such a one-sided, powerful performance by one singular robot that cannot go unsaid. Splatoon, every time it fights, just somehow just shocks me. The performance that it does, just the things that it does, completely terrifies me as a person. I am truly excited to see what Splatoon has in its pockets, up its sleeves in the future, because what a truly amazing robot. And for White Fang, an unfortunate loss. It got that one shot that resulted in the knockout, which just led its weapon to die, smoke and flames to come out of it. I can almost guarantee you that White Fang is going to rebound after this fight, mainly because it is such a powerhouse of a robot. Altogether though, congratulations to Splatoon, a truly amazing performance, maybe the performance of the night worthy. For our co-main event, we have GALLO taking on a vertical versus horizontal spinner matchup. Both robots being real close to the top 5. Only one robot can win this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, our co-main event of the evening. This is GALLO taking on in an excellent matchup with very important consequences for whoever loses this fight. The 4 versus 10 seed fighting out of the red square. We have a robot coming off of a main event win against Gale Force, resulting in a TKO. This robot looked really good while doing it, but it will have a very, very tough contest going up against one of the best robots in RoboMania history. Fighting out of the blue square, this is GALLO, also coming off a main event victory against Sharkbait in the very first main card. This robot is absolutely amazing. 3, 2, 1, here we go. GALLO versus and immediately GALLO gets a great shot on which sends it flying twice, 3 times. GALLO is such a scary robot that we actually had to raise the walls because of it. A wheel comes off of right there, and goes flying out of the arena already. Are you kidding me? We're gonna have to raise the walls more because of GALLO. Come on now. Just kidding. Congratulations to GALLO. That was such a quick fight. I honestly didn't expect him to get knocked out that quickly, but look at these shots right here. GALLO getting underneath with such a great torque right there, hitting off the wheels, and this was the shot coming up right here. Boom! That's all it takes, right there. And is eliminated out of the arena just like that. You know, there's some people that still think that fight hasn't begun, because that fight ended so quickly, 18 seconds. It's not the record. The doctor actually holds that record right now, but congratulations to GALLO, moving on with a shiny 2-0 record, and I'd have to say, probably the favorite to face the winner of the next fight for the championship in RoboMania 10. GALLO just has something to it, where it just, after it hits a robot once, that robot is 200 feet in the air after that one shot. I don't know what it is, it just has the best bite out of any robot I have ever seen. And for unfortunately, it only had 18 seconds to showcase what it's been working on, but it lost because of it. I'm still surprised with those raised walls. Still got eliminated, but it was that one shot that GALLO got that just sent it high enough to get over those walls. Altogether though, congratulations to GALLO. Definitely one of the favorites to fight for the championship next, but we're gonna have to see what happens in our next fight. And ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening. Werewolf versus the Doctor, champion versus champion. My heart is beating. This fight is going to be absolutely insane. Two robots step into the arena with undefeated records, both winning their own respected tournaments. The Doctor has been an unstoppable force throughout its career. coming in as one of the biggest favorites in RoboMania history. But the current champion Werewolf has a shiny new design that will look to stop anything in its way. For the very first championship fight in RoboMania, neither robot has lost in its career. And somebody's O has to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it, our main event of the night. This is Werewolf versus the Doctor, champion versus interim champion, and I am genuinely so excited for this fight. Fighting out of the red square, we have the Doctor, the winner of the Halloween event, the holder of the quickest finish record. This robot is absolutely terrifying. 4 elimination victories, 0 defeats, undefeated. It will be facing our champion, Werewolf, who is the Battle of the Rookie winner, our first RoboMania champion, and it is also 4 wins, 0 defeats. This fight should be very awesome. Ooh, I am so excited for this fight. 3 minutes to determine who's the champion. 3, 2, 1. Let the championship fight begin. Werewolf versus the Doctor, and they both lock horns immediately. One's trying to get underneath the other, and the Doctor's the first to strike, which sends Werewolf flying in the air, losing one of its wheels. And now Werewolf is getting underneath the Doctor, which has torn off a few pieces of the Doctor itself. Here we go. I've been so excited for this fight because both robots, in my opinion, are equally matched. And now, Werewolf gets underneath the Doctor once more, and the Doctor's trying to get to the side, hits Werewolf up in the air twice, and almost flips itself over in the process. The Doctor is now controlling this fight, getting Werewolf from behind and on the sides, flipping it around. Werewolf is trying to get back on its wheels right now. It's upside down. It can still operate, but it's not as efficient. We have a minute already gone in this fight, and it seems like the Doctor won that first minute on paper. I mean, just off the eye test at least. And now the Doctor is coming off some great shots, sending Werewolf flying in the air multiple times. Wow, that was a huge shot by the Doctor. And now the Doctor seems to be stuck on some part of Werewolf, and now Werewolf's trying to get underneath. Can it do it? Almost does it. The Doctor actually gets flipped upside down, and now Werewolf is taking control. Took its back, pushing up against the wall. Multiple pieces have come off of the Doctor, and Werewolf is now on the aggro. It is now controlling this fight, and the Doctor is now pinned up against its back. Both robots flip themselves over right there, and here we go. The Doctor coming back with a good shot, getting underneath. And now, Werewolf is back underneath, sending the Doctor flying in the air. Back and forth action, which is ultimately what we wanted to see. Now Werewolf goes flying multiple times. And here we go. Werewolf is upside down, self-righted, and now aggroing. The Doctor is now pinned up against Werewolf, and slammed into the wall goes the Doctor. Werewolf controlling this fight very well. It lost most of its wedges, however, the little wedgelets, and now it's flipped upside down. A huge shot right there, which sends Werewolf flying, and the Doctor is now on its feet, and now a huge shot, which sends Werewolf flying, and the Doctor upside down, doing a wheelie, going into the action, and Werewolf gets a good shot in. There's a huge flip, another one by the Doctor. Back and forth action. These are the 2 top-tier robots in RoboMania right now, and they are putting on a performance. The Doctor getting some great shots in right there. And now they are pinned face-to-face, weapon on weapon. And I think the Doctor is doing that right now. pinned up against the wall, and that is how the fight is going to end. We're going to the judge's decision for our championship fight. Oh, who won that? I have no idea. I was so caught up in the action. Both robots back and forth. Werewolf getting underneath most of the time, but the Doctor getting the more significant shots in. More pieces are coming off of Werewolf also. Here's a great shot that sends Werewolf to the camera and then pinned up against the wall. Another huge shot. Pretty much Werewolf was in the air for half of this fight, but also the Doctor was upside down for half of this fight as well. And Werewolf capitalized on it. Right here, just controlling, pinning the Doctor against the wall, tearing off the back wheels, the back chassis. And I have to say, the most efficient slams, in my opinion, were done by Werewolf as well. Getting underneath and sending it for a ride. Huge shot right there by Werewolf, which sends the Doctor flying. And then the Doctor turned on the let's freaking go button and started pushing the Werewolf. And then Werewolf came back, started controlling on the ground. And here's the wheelie. There you go, getting underneath from Werewolf, sending off one of the wheels. And after that, I think the Doctor controlled the remainder of the fight, at least with its shots. It hit Werewolf a couple good times right there, which sent Werewolf flying. And this was where the fight ended. Who saw that coming? Our championship fight to go the distance in a back and forth brawl. While we wait for the judges to figure out who won this fight, let's take a look at the statistics of this fight. It was back and forth the entire time, and it was very even on paper. In minute number 1, the Doctor had more significant strikes. It had more strikes. It had more flips. And it had more pins. I think it's safe to say that the Doctor won minute number 1. In minute number 2, Werewolf had more significant strikes than the Doctor. It also had more strikes than the Doctor. Flips were dead even, and Werewolf had more pins than the Doctor. We're probably looking at a 1-to-1 right now. So ultimately, in my opinion, this is going to be coming down to minute number 3. The Doctor had more significant strikes. Werewolf had more regular strikes. Werewolf also had more flips, and they tied on the amount of pins. Now these are just statistics. The judges based their opinions on the actual live fight. So it's hard to tell who won, but based off of statistics, I'd have to say Werewolf won that fight. Looking at the total numbers as well, dead even for most of it. This fight was an absolute brawl. Ladies and gentlemen, I am getting word that the judge's decision is in, so let's see who wins the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 minutes, we go to the judges' scorecards for their decision. Judge 1 scores the contest 29-28 for the Doctor. Judge 2 scores the contest 29-28 for Werewolf. And Judge 3 scores the contest 29-28 for the winner by split decision and the new champion of RoboMania, the Doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, your new king, the Doctor, has defeated the Werewolf via split decision. Honestly, it could have gone either way, and I'm honestly genuinely happy that it went for the Doctor because more significant hits were done by the Doctor, and Werewolf ultimately just capitalized on the mistakes that the Doctor had. It was honestly one of my favorite fights that I've ever seen in RoboMania, and it was just such a back and forth brawl. I think it's safe to say that the hype was worth it for that fight. Congratulations to the Doctor, our new king of RoboMania. And for Werewolf, an unfortunate split decision loss. But I can definitely see it rebounding in the future, and I don't think I'm going to see it fall very far in the ranking system. All in all though, congratulations, the Doctor, our new king. And I know you guys have been waiting for this. This is RoboMania 6, the main event. Nuts and Bolts versus Red Dragon. This is not a rematch. They actually did not face each other in the Battle of the Rookies. I am very excited to see how this matchup is gonna come out, but there's only one way to figure it out when that time comes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this episode of RoboMania featuring Werewolf versus the Doctor. I put a lot of time into editing, making, and all of the stuff for this video, so it would mean a lot to me if you guys have stuck around for this. Write down in the comments below that you are still here. And don't forget to leave a like or dislike on this. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm and to make my channel more successful. And if you guys enjoy these videos, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos similar to this. Other than that though, thank you so much for watching. My name is Game and Soy, and I will see you all next time on RoboMania.